Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you, until about 3 o'clock, I guess. 3 o'clock. It's already 3 o'clock. Till about 5 o'clock. Sorry, I have to maybe make an adjustment here. I just don't like the way this looks. Oh, you ain't gonna do it. All right, I think I can live with that. Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until about 5 o'clock today. As usual, come on in and say hello. I do have a few things that I would like to discuss. But you know how I do before I do any of that. I welcome everybody to come on in and say hello to me, and I'll say hello to you. You tell me where you're checking me out from, and I'll announce it, I guess. I don't know. It's a little game we play. Let me see. We got Robert Willis. He was first. Robert Willis was first. What's up, Robert? Thank you for checking us out. Maria in the house. All right. Thank you for checking us out, Maria. YouTube coming in strong. Then third right out the gate was Preston. Preston says, good afternoon from Indian Hills. I don't think there's an S on Indian Hill. There's no S. Why would you put an S on there? It's like saying, hi, I'm from Cincinnati's. Why would I put an S on there? I'm from Avondale's. I'm from Evanston's. Why? I think you did it to irritate me. And it worked. Because there's absolutely no reason to put an S on Indian Hill. All right, I got to let it go. Preston says it's autofill. You jerk. Okay, all right. So then I'm fussing at it. It's probably not Siri. What kind of assistant do y'all have? Hold on. I gotta turn this because people will start texting and everything. What do y'all Android users have? Like, we have Siri. What do Android users have? Just a random, no name, nothing assistant? Alexa, maybe? I don't know. David, good afternoon, little baby. Little baby not here, but I'll send your greeting to her. Good afternoon. Checking in from Westchester. Nick, says great afternoon, everyone. Checking in from beautiful Blue Ash. Can't beat that. Good afternoon, Nick. Terry, hey, only working in Avondale from E-Town. All right. Well, good afternoon, Terry. Got Anthony. He's checking in from Clifton's. Oh, hey, I'm gonna stop. I'm probably not, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna stop with the best of intentions. Dwayne, good morning or good afternoon, everyone from Mount Airing. Got Phyllis in the house. Good afternoon, Phyllis. Good afternoon. David, yeah, I gotta go get me a bell. There's Preston, autofill. Okay. I take back everything I said about you, and I say it about whatever device you used. McConnell. I like that, Mr. Rogers. Welcome to the neighborhood fleece you got on. That's just the old little thing. It ain't fleece, actually. I went outside this morning, headed to work, and I about came in and got a cold. Like, it's cold out. So I thought last week. What was that last week? When it was like 75 and sunny. It was either like Monday or Tuesday. And I went outside and hit the yard, edged everything up and all of that stuff. I knew we was coming up on them last days of warm weather. I knew it. Man, I really did. I went back in and I went to grab a coat and I said, I got to put my coat in the cleaners. It didn't look and feel fresh. You know, you pull it out. So I got to go put my coats in the cleaners. But man, it was cold. And if you don't know, I don't like the cold. I do not like the cold. Brenda, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Checking us out from Fairfield. We got Benita in the house. Good afternoon, Benita. Tria, thank you for supporting Tria. Good afternoon. Mike Jordan, Google Assistant. It's not even Alexa. Like, they got Alexa. They don't even give y'all Alexa. They give y'all just generic Google Assistant. All right. All right. Tina, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Tina. Dwayne says Google Assistant and Alexa. Okay. All right. All right. Terrence want to know what's this great. Do you want me to do that live over the air, Terrence? If you want me to do it live over the air, I will. I'll do it live over the air. But you got to text me back and tell me that's what you want. I've been giving it some thought. Benita in the house, Mount Airy. All right, Benita, good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. We got Scott in the house, and I didn't even say Terrence. I mean, I mentioned this. Good afternoon, Terrence, the celebrity. Y'all know I like when we have celebrities in the house. Good afternoon, Terrence, the celebrity. And by the way, did Lincoln win the Marconi? I don't know if anybody announced it, and I didn't check it out. Did Lincoln win the Marconi? I really do hope he wins it. I really do. That'd be a nice cherry on top for the year for him. He's had a really good year. So I would really like it if he wins it. Of course, even if he wins it, I'm going to mess with him and tell him he didn't deserve it. I don't have a choice. I would rather not do that, but I don't have a choice. See, Scott Bain, my man Scott, says he's on his way back to West Walnut Hills. Well, good afternoon, Scott. Thank you for checking me out. Karen, good afternoon. She's checking in from Westwood. Good afternoon, Karen. Brent, Dallas, Texas. Oh, checking in. Good afternoon, Brent. We got Reese Mooney in the house. Says joy and peace and love to all. You can't beat that. Who don't want joy, peace, and love? Except for some of these women out here. You know. Diane says she's checking in from Covington. Well, good afternoon, and thank you for checking in. Steban, I'm not sure which, from Westwood. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. Brent said, all we have to do is say, hey, Google. Okay. I mean, they're pretty much all the same. I could say, hey, Siri. Well, if I set my phone up that way, I don't want to set my phone up that way. Mary, checking us out from White Oak. Mary, thank you for checking us out and supporting. I appreciate it. Sabrina, checking us out from Kentucky. Thank you, Brini, for checking me out. We got Chelsea checking us out. A particularly special good afternoon to Eli. Oh, that reminds me of a little story. I had a rehearsal. I don't typically have a little baby on weekends. But her mama had to work. She asked me if I would keep an eye on her for a few hours. I told her, yeah, I would keep an eye on her, but I had a rehearsal. I had a band rehearsal. So I'm like, she got to go to the band rehearsal. I had warned her ahead of time. Said it's going to be loud. Because, you know, actual drums and instruments and everything. She didn't really want to go. But, you know, she didn't have no choice. She was with me. So she goes and she sits down. She's got her little phone and she's playing her little games. But then once the rehearsal started, like when the music first started, first she looked up at me because it scared her. Startled her, not scared her. Startled her. I said, I told you it was going to be loud. She said, okay. She went back to playing her game. And by the time we got through the first verse of the first song, she had set the phone down. And she was just sitting there listening. And she was... So every time I would glance over at her, her big bright eyes, and she had the biggest smile on her face, and she was giving me thumbs up. Yeah. So I guess she was enjoying herself. She enjoyed the rehearsal. She was there for probably about 30 minutes. The whole time she said she didn't mess with the phone, which y'all understand, for her to put her phone down, that means something special was going on. She put the phone down and she just sat there and listened. And then her mama called me and her mama said, she just been singing all night. Like she just singing. She just walk around the house singing. Say, I don't know what she's singing. I think she's making up songs, but she just been singing all night. I was like, well, good. Good. I hope the little baby sing. I've never heard her sing. When she was a little bitty baby and she used to sing like the duck song and all that stuff, but I've never heard her sing, but she seemed to enjoy herself. All that because she said Eli. McConnell hates winter. I hate the cold. I do love the snow. I know you can't have snow really unless it's cold, but I'll take snow, a good heavy snow, because I like sled riding. Sled riding. I like sledding. Princess Flower. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. She's checking us out from Fairmount. We got LaDonna in the house. Sup, LaDonna? Brent says Alexa is for Amazon devices. Okay, I get them confused. All right. Pamela, good afternoon. Checking in from North Avondale. Can't beat that. David wants Terrence to call in. McConnell says Terrence got an A. Terry, good afternoon from downtown. Odessa, good afternoon. Terrence says, I don't care if it's a bad grade, just be honest. All right. Well, let me say these hellos and then I'll give you the grade that I would give you, along with my compliments and critiques. Ross Reelman says, greetings, good brother, and anyone else whom I'm ever offended in any way possible. I truly apologize. All right, well, I respect that. Good afternoon, and I wish you the best, as always. Pamela says she looked on the Marconi site, didn't see Lincoln listed as a winner. Oh. Bonita wants to know, what was Terrence's grade today? David says A+. Terrence does not know if Lincoln won. Lincoln got cherries for lower back tattoos. What? Oh, boy. LaDonna downtown. All right, Anthony. Anthony checking us out. Says B-, Terrence. A couple more shows and a little more relaxation. You'll be in there, bro. Terrence did great. The headphones just didn't fit. Regina says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Regina. Thank you for checking us out. Janice says, I love spring, summer, fall, and winter. All praises. All right. I just don't like the cold. That's all I'm saying. I just don't like cold. Carolyn, good afternoon. Oh, and I didn't say good afternoon to Janice. Good afternoon, Janice. Carolyn, good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Pamela gives Terrence a B+. All right. Why was your favorite director going in on you today, E? I don't know. Music's in the blood. It might be. I hope you remembered your water today. I did not. Didn't remember it at all. And I actually made a nice cup of ice water. It's upstairs. But it'll still be there when I get off. She said grandfather sounded good singing. She didn't say that. She probably wouldn't say that. She might say that to her mama, but she wouldn't say that to me. What is it about me? I don't know what it is. She won't give me a compliment. She'll tell her mama all of these complimentary things about me, and then her mama tell me, but she will not say it to me. I think it's funny. I enjoy it. Lasana says that's cute. Was I singing? Yes, I was singing. That's what I do in the band. Antonio says, "What's going on, family? What's going on?" Antonio, I'll call you Antonio. Why not? Because I want to say Lil Nick, but you Antonio, man. Valerie, peace and blessings. Daryl, how you gonna skip me? Did I skip you? I thought I said you. I'm sorry. Terrence, when I finish with the hellos, then I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you to give you your grade. I had to finish my sentences on here because some of y'all are childish like me. Terrence also did a Facebook Live, so that's an A. Yeah. Jack says, I checked in too, chump. All right. Why I gotta be all that? Logic Slayer, good afternoon. Checking us out from Gulf Manor. Shahara, checking us out from Bond Hill. Shahara will be happy tomorrow because Lincoln Ware will be back. If you anybody but Lincoln Ware, she don't like you. She is a Lincoln Ware head. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. She'll be happy tomorrow. LaDonna want to know, what did T do? He hosted the Lincoln Ware show today. Let me see. Anybody else? Nate says, did y'all know I love the real Terrence Howard? Yes, it's true. So I didn't like how he saw that laughing hyena, oh my goodness, acting the fool in the comments, then trying to give him a call late into the show. You didn't need that negativity and foolishness. Oh, stop it. Leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. Did I hit the high notes? I don't hit high notes. Little baby will not give you a compliment because you are always messing with her. She already knows you. I think that's true. I actually don't mind when Lincoln Ware be gone. I like a change sometimes. Same here. I like Lincoln's show, but I like it when he be gone as well. I like to hear the different people filling in. Shahara says, I'ma really need you to stop with the lies on me being a complete Lincoln lover. Oh, you are. Stop it. I used to say the smallest thing about Lincoln, and Shahara be all up in arms. What did you sing? A whole lot of songs. I'm in a couple bands. Actually, I think technically right now I'm in four bands. And so and I rehearse almost every night of the week. It's a lot of work. Nate says he tuned in late. He can't really give him a grade. Jack says Emanuel sings falsetto. I do a little falsetto here and there. All right. Here we go. Terrence. Shahara says she thinks Terrence did good today, especially since he actually showed his face. All right, Terrence. So you want a grade. Before I give Terrence a grade, if you haven't already given Terrence a grade and you had opportunity to listen to his show, give Terrence a grade. Just real quick. We'll take about 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, if that. Just type in a grade from F- to A+. From F- to A+. Give Terrence a grade. Give Terrence a grade. B plus. Carolyn says B plus. All right. From F minus to A plus. Give Terrence a grade. David says A plus. McConnell says A. B plus. B plus from Brenda. Tina says a B. B. Terry says A. All right. Yeah, just real quick, if you heard him, just give him a grade. If you didn't, don't worry about it. It's all right. Robert says an A. I'm sorry, I don't know if I saw you, Brenda. Brenda says B. See, on there it looks like a minus, but she said a B plus. Ross says an A plus. Or did I say A? For some reason, I can't tell on the chat going up and down the screen. I have to look at my own chat to see. A plus is what Ross said. Carolyn says A. Nick says an A. All right, any more? Any more? Steban says a B. Steban says a B. Any more? Veronica, hello. Benita says an A. Any more? Any more? Well, before I give him my grade, let me say this. First time that I saw you host, Lincoln Ware says, if I didn't give you a grade, I was hating. I don't understand the logic of that, but I don't want to hate on you. Here's what I would say. My critique or criticism, they tell me you start with the bad and then you move to the good. So my critique or my criticism would be, bro, I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions on things. I appreciate you reading the stories, and, sharing that information, but I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on the stories that you share. I want to know what do you think about that? And I want to know, because I don't necessarily just want you to talk about that individual story. If there's a larger tie-in just with some cultural whatever, or, some societal whatever, some lifestyle issue, I want to hear your take and how that ties in. I want to know, like when you were talking about Drake and you were saying nobody wanted to call about Drake, but you didn't give me a reason to call about Drake. You told me Drake is, tied Michael Jackson, but you didn't say, but I think Michael Jackson would have killed it in a different era. Or if you did, I had to step away here and there. You didn't initially say that when you brought it up. You didn't say, I don't think, because he's not, whatever you think. I didn't hear it. So I don't know whether I agree with you or whether I disagree with you, because I don't know what you think. And I think sometimes, in particular in talk radio, people want to hear what you think. And if they agree with you, they might call in just to say, I agree with you. Or, I kind of agree with you, but with this caveat. Or they want to disagree and say, I disagree with you and here's why. And, bounce their ideas off of you. So, I don't think that you did enough of that. I want to know, what does the real Terrence Howard think about everything? When Pharaoh called in and said no Halloween, I wanted to know your thoughts on Halloween. Should we be celebrating Halloween? Should we save our money from buying the candy and use it to pay off our credit card bills? I wanted to know, what does Terrence think about this? And then let me call in and, discuss that with Terrence. Let me agree with Terrence. Let me disagree with Terrence. Let me back Terrence up. Let me, whatever. So that's that. I think, and I'm not the best person for this, but I'm giving you some criticisms. I think Some of them people you let talk too long. Again, I'm not the best person because I do it too. But for some of them people, I think you let them talk too long. When either one of the slow ones, Rick Jr. or Bill, or it's another one that's particularly slow speaking, slow thinking, just slow energy, everything about them. And you just let them go and go and go and go. And they ain't saying nothing. Like literally, what the hell was Bill talking about? You know what I'm saying? Just talking about the Sunday Soul Classics for what felt like 5 minutes. Like, oh, get him off there. Stuff like that. But again, I'm guilty of that myself. I'm guilty of getting into the callers and, wanting to hear what they got to say and wanting them to make their point. So I understand it. But if I, had to give you any sort of a critique, which I feel like I have to if you're asking for a grade, I would maybe do that a little different. That's really about all I can think. Well, no, I would say you hit us with maybe a little too many stories at the beginning. Maybe with a few too many stories at the beginning. Like it felt like you just, for 15, 20 minutes, it felt like you just read story after story after story after story after story. And you like literally read the story. It's a personal thing of mine. I prefer when you don't read the story, summarize the story. You might have to read a line or two or a paragraph or something like that here and there out of the story. But tell me what the story was about. Don't necessarily read word for word the story. Just tell me what happened and tell me the story. But like I said, you got to tell me what you think about it after you tell me the story. Now, I'm not saying don't tell all of those stories, but I'm saying like you would have had a whole lot more time or a whole lot less time to have to dwell on. Here's this, because you told so many stories that even if I wanted to, a whole lot of them I wouldn't have had the opportunity to comment on because I didn't remember. I didn't necessarily remember all of the stories that you read. But if you tell me the story, this woman killed a baby and she got arrested, and I know that you don't like, you think that's sad, and you maybe somehow tie it into something. Let me know what you think about it. I'm gonna remember that because now I can call in and I can say, Terrence, you're right, whatever, or Terrence, you're wrong. And you can do that for like 2-3 stories right up front, take a few calls, and then hit me with another 2 or 3 stories. Again, not reading them, just telling me them. Maybe read some information out of them and hit me with your opinions on them. So those are my critiques. I do think that the show, you seemed much more comfortable than the first time. The show flowed. You controlled the show a lot better. You helped it flow good. Getting in and out of calls and all of that kind of stuff. You did that really good, transitioning to break, coming back out of break, and all of that kind of stuff. I think you did a really good job of all of the mechanics of the show. I think you did really good. I liked your energy because it's you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to be Lincoln, and I always appreciate that. It was you being you, and you giving that Terrence Howard energy. I would really love for your personality to show a little more, because I know a little more about your personality than maybe a lot of people, and you are a hilarious dude. And I would have loved for that to show through a little more, but I think that'll come more when you begin to share your thoughts and opinions on things and feel more comfortable reacting to the people who call in. So, other than that, I think that was good. So, with all of that said, if I had to give you a grade, I would give you C+, B-, somewhere in there. Somewhere in the C+, B- area. But like I said, most of that is just because I don't know what you think about the majority of the stories that you read. I have no idea what the real Terrence Howard thinks. And whether I agree with you or whether I disagree with you, whether I, whatever, knowing what you think as the host of the show would really it would have pushed you like to an A. Maybe a little less reading would have pushed you like to an A plus. So C plus, B minus. But I think those two things, but really those three things, because also your personality has to shine through. It has to shine through, bro. People need to know how hilarious you are. And when your personality shines through, and you tell us what you think, and do a little less just verbatim reading of the story. Plus, one of my big pet peeves, you didn't give nobody credit. The byline, you read people's stories and you didn't say this story came from the New York Post, credited with so and so. That's one of my pet peeves. That's what busts Lincoln's eyeball out. So so that's that. That's what I would give you. Those are my critiques and my criticisms. And but I think you did a good job. I enjoyed the show. All right. Anybody agree, disagree with me about the grade? You agree with me? You disagree with me about the grade? Raven, you've never asked. I would do the same. I was gonna call him and give this same critique, but he said do it on the air, and if he didn't mind me doing it on the air, then I wouldn't mind doing it on the air. Tara says he did credit some of the news stories. Okay, and again, I was in and out because I was at work. Man, I had my AirPod in, but when I'm concentrating on something over here, I kind of lose some stuff that's going on. So, but that's that. I thought you did a good job. When I first entered radio, the older folks, people who have been in radio for some time, used to do air checks, exactly what E-Man is doing right now. I don't think anyone does this anymore. It shows. People don't do it anymore. The last air check that I did, I probably should even share this. Last air check that I did was Lincoln Ware. See, here's something a lot of people don't know. Technically, towards the end of my run at the Buzz, I was, for all intents and purposes, the program director. I was the assistant program director by title. I was nothing by money. But by title, I was the assistant program director. I was in charge, and there was no actual program director. I was in charge of the Buzz. And when they told me I was in charge of the Buzz, I said, in my head, I wanted the programming to be a little better. And I think we can all improve. And so I wanted to do air checks. And I got an opportunity. And of course, an air check is basically what I just did with Terrence. But I would have, when I would do an air check, because I had done them previously in my position. When I had done air checks, I'd pull audio. So if I'm telling you, this is what you did, I would have audio of you doing it so you could hear it. And then, I'd share my thoughts on it. And then, we'd go on to the next thing. And I would always start with the bad, just whatever. I would always start with the bad, and I would play all of this stuff. And then I would go to the good, and I would play the good stuff you did. And we'd talk about it. And, just like, oh, I agree with you on this, but here's the reason why I'm doing that. And, whatever. And I went to do an air check with Mr. Lincoln Ware. Because, again, technically, I was his supervisor. Towards the end of me being there, technically, I was his supervisor. I don't really share that a lot with people. But I went to do an air check with Lincoln. He got up and stormed out the room. He went and told on me. He literally went and told on me. He did not like the idea of an air check. He went and told on me, and they told me, don't air check Lincoln. What? How does he get better? And they like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And the kind of the consensus was like, bro, he old. He ain't gonna do nothing different. It don't matter what, if you right, he ain't gonna change. If you wrong, he ain't gonna do nothing. Just why even go through the hassle? Just don't even do it. Just let him do what he do. And I'm like, but and I was showing them the notes, and they like, and those are fine notes, and quiet as kept, we agree. But he not gonna change. It's really just a waste of time. So I was like, all right, I won't do it. So I did like one air check, well, 1/8 of an air check, and that was it. That was it. That was the end of it. And never did another air check with him. Uh, but again, I enjoyed the show. Everything that all I heard, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the show. And anytime. Actually, some of the people from the other stations, and they would ask me, you know, and come in my office. There was a time when they would come in my office and ask me to air check them. And I'm like, I don't do music, radio. And they would be like, but just air check me. And I would air check them. And they seemed to appreciate it. So, hey. Air checks are few and far in between in this particular market. The standard is different in other markets. I have begged for them. Deaf ears and all that. Yeah, I tell you what, I got air checked. Oh, come on, what was his name, Terrence? It was the big guy. The big guy. Harris, Philip. Was his name Philip? No, Philip was the original P. Diddy. Not Philip. I can't remember his name, but he was a big guy. He was the OM when we started Fan. Black dude, older black dude, larger guy. And he was the operations manager when we started Fan. What was his name? But I won't wait to share the story until he does that. He air checked me, and it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. It was one of my first talk shows. I was filling in for Lincoln. Steve Harris, thank you, Terrence. I was filling in for Lincoln, and he said, hey, come on, we're gonna do an air check. And I felt good about the show. Like, I felt good about the show. And he brought me in there, and he tore that show apart piece by piece by piece. You said this too many times. What was the phrase that I kept saying? I kept saying, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And after almost everything I said, I would say, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And so-and-so, the mayor did this, and I don't like that. Whatever. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And he was like, oh my goodness. I'm just saying. He was like, and he had counted them. And I forget, it was some ungodly amount of times that I said, I'm just saying. It was, when I tell you, he tore that show apart. And I was so appreciative. Because I was like, number one, you could have never convinced me that I kept saying, I'm just saying. Number two, it was so many other little things in there, ways that I handled calls, and like I said, just the mechanics of the show, all that kind of stuff. So many different things that I just hadn't even thought about. And he broke it all down for me. And I was like, and afterwards, he kind of expected me to be a little bothered and upset. And I was like, I'm not upset at all. Like, I appreciate it. This gives me an opportunity to get better. And, that's what I tried to do after that. So that was what I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do air checks. If you, with people, you can take it or you can leave it. But feedback is always a good thing. It's always a good thing. Terrence says, I'm trying not to use crutch words on air. And it's difficult to do. It is difficult to do. Feedback can be a gift. Yes. Randall Wyatt says, I heard Terrence for a little while today. I thought he did good. Live shows are really tough to do. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Steve Harris was a good dude. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I always appreciated Steve Harris, even when he suspended me. Yes, he suspended me. 2 weeks. Suspended me. I won't say what I did. I don't think I deserved it, but he thought I deserved it, and so he suspended me for 2 weeks. And I wasn't really mad at him. Speaking of resting in peace, thank y'all all for the prayers for my friend. His name was Sterling Jackson. Sterling Jackson. Sterling Jackson was a good dude. But, he had my understanding is he had a heart attack and, he didn't recover. So he passed away. And I'm still really sad about that. Sterling Jackson was a member of a church that I used to go to, and I used to do sound at that church. And I'm going to call him like the administrator, even though I don't think that was his official title. And I used to work with Sterling, and I was going to this church, and Sterling was kind of searching for something. And he said, and I invited him out to church a few times, and he didn't make it. He didn't make it. And then one Sunday he came. And after that Sunday, I can't say he never missed a Sunday, but he was a member of that church. And that was what, 23, 24, 25 years ago, something like that. Probably about 23, 24 years ago. And he was a member of that church, and he became a minister. And he was really serious about being saved. Whether you agree or like it or whatever, like how some of y'all be like, oh, you're a hypocrite. Because I might say stuff that maybe you think a Christian shouldn't say, and I might do stuff that maybe a Christian shouldn't do. I never saw any of that from Sterling. Never saw any of that from Sterling. Like, he was serious about it. Like, serious about it. He wanted to live in a way where he felt like God would be pleased. And if you ask me, he probably was. But most of my interactions with him after me leaving that job and leaving that church if something goes wrong with their sound system, they call me. And I without hesitation, I go. But one of my favorite things about going was always, I knew Sterling was going to be there. He was the one who always reached out to me. And I would meet him over there. It would usually take 10 minutes, maybe, to fix whatever the problem was. It was a lot of little simple issues. Take me about 10 minutes. And then we'd spend the next 3 or 4 hours just sitting down, chatting and catching up and laughing and just having fun. And I always appreciated the brother. I appreciated the time that I spent with him and talking to him and laughing with him. And, he would call me from time to time, but not on a regular basis. From time to time, he'd call me. But usually it was, if something went wrong with the sound system, he'd call me. I'd go out there, I'd fix it. And then we'd just chat for hours. Like, even if he was like, I got something to do real quick. So, as soon as you finish this, I got to get out of there. And I'd be like, all right. And then boom, 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 knock it out. And 3 hours later, we are still either sitting in the church or standing in the parking lot, just talking and laughing. He was a good dude. I'm going to really miss Sterling. I appreciate everybody's prayers. And I guess that's that. And he was a big supporter of the show. He never, chatted or anything. I think I might have seen like one comment from him in the history of even when I was on the radio. Might have seen one comment from him, but he could tell me almost everything that I said word for word on the show almost every day. So he was a big supporter of the show. I appreciated that, brother. And he's going to be missed. I just say now, if you would just pray for his family. He's got a young daughter. He's got a little grandbaby that he was so loving spending time with that little grandbaby. I think we spent an hour talking about our grandbabies one day. So yeah, keep his family in his prayers. And his birthday was was it the 24th or the 25th of this month? So I was looking at his Facebook page, and it was like 3 days ago. His wife was like, you know, happy birthday to the love of my life. I love you, Sterling Jackson. And then 3 days later, she's like, pray for me because I just lost the love of my life. So pray for his family. Pray for his family for their strength. And yeah, he called me, and when he was getting married, and he said, I need you to sing at my wedding. I'm like, why do you want me to sing at your wedding? He like, bro, you don't get me no gift. Don't do no nothing. My gift is going to be you singing at my wedding. And so I sang at his wedding. So I'm praying for his family, his sons, his daughters, his sisters and brothers, and countless friends. All right. Now let's get to some actual conversation. Kind of got a few things that I want to discuss today. I actually made a list of things. What song did I sing at his wedding? Oh, what is that song? And that's the crazy thing. It was a song that I didn't know. Oh, what is that song by that pretty boy? But I keep wanting to say Shamar Jackson. I don't know if that's his name. It's a song by Pretty, but somebody help me out with this song. Oh, what is that song? Because I didn't know the song. I had to learn the song. And he asked me like last minute too. So I had to learn the song. No, not Genuine. It was, is it Shamar Moore? Is that the dude? Is he a singer or is he an actor? Oh, what is that name? Is it For You? Is that a song? For You? For You. Is that a song? No, not Maxwell. Hold on. Let me look it up. I think it's For You is the name of the song. It's a song. Lattimore. That is the boy last name. What is the song? The boy last name is the man's last name is Lattimore. Kenny Lattimore. Thank you. That's the artist. And what's the name of the song? Is it For You? Was I right? For You by Kenny Lattimore. Yeah. He requested that I sing that song at his wedding, and he told me that would be the wedding present. He didn't want nothing else. And so that's what I did. Raven, it is definitely not called Enough of You. I don't know how that would work. Oh. Okay, that's where I got Moore. Kenny Lattimore used to be married to Shantae Moore. Either way, that's the song. I don't know why that was important, but yeah, that was the song. All right, now let's move on. Enough of you. Oh, I might write that song. Be out of had enough of you. Let's see. GM have reached a tentative deal with the UAW. They've reached a tentative deal with the UAW. And so, yeah, they're waiting for, yeah, right, Terrence. Enough of You is the divorce song. They're waiting for, is it ratification? I don't know if it's ratification. They're waiting on the rest of the union to go ahead and vote to make the agreement a done deal. Make the agreement a done deal. I don't have any of the details. They say, that they're probably reporting like 25% raise over the next 4 years. But, they were looking for a 40% raise over 4 years and a 32-hour work week and still get paid for 40 hours. And I wish they would have got that. Because that's where this stuff begins to kind of like the 5-day work week, but that came from like Ford, right? That's where that stuff begins to take hold and then spread around. Like, whoa, they only doing a 4-day work week. We can only do a 4-day work week. And then next thing you know, a 4-day work week is the standard. So I wish they would have got that. But yeah, they signed, they made a deal. Now apparently they've already come to terms with Ford and Stellantis. Ford and Stellantis. Those were the three auto companies, I believe, that were being that they were striking against. The work stoppage was from. And I remember when this work stoppage started, there were some people who thought, oh, it's over. It's over. The car companies are not going to negotiate. And it's too much illegal or immigrant labor out here. And this is the end of it for the union. The union is over. Them going on strike is the worst thing that they could possibly do. They've signed their own death warrant, and that's that. But apparently, no. Apparently, no. Apparently, reports of the union's death were greatly exaggerated because they worked it out. They say that I think Ford lost $9.3 billion in profit over the course of the strike. And, you don't want to see that. Janice says, I think they put that 4-day work week, but get paid for 5 as a strong bargaining chip. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. Of course, you as always, if you don't know this, in negotiations, typically you ask for more than you think you're going to get to give them something to bargain down to. Like if you really want a 25% raise, you don't ask for a 25% raise. You ask for a 40% raise. They say that's ridiculous. You say it's not ridiculous. That's what I want. They say we ain't giving you no 40%. We'll give you 5%. You like maybe 35. Maybe 35. They say, okay, well, look, we'll give you 15. Maybe 35. Okay, 20. You say maybe 30. And then you end up at 25. But you don't ask for what you want. You ask for so much more. It's bargaining. But yeah, I remember when this happened, there were people who were saying it's over. It's not gonna work. The union is over. They played themselves. Do they not know the climate? With so many workers, they can pay other workers so much cheaper and blah, blah, blah. And they not gonna negotiate. They not gonna negotiate. I'm telling you, they not gonna negotiate. Well, you were wrong on this one. You were wrong on this one. That happens. That happens. That happens. But yeah, they lost 9.3 billion. Now I know there are some people who do have issues with unions, with union labor, with people trying to make more money. And one of the arguments that yes, a lot of people use in terms of making money is, look at how much money you make. And there is something to that. Now look, I'm not a big, as people say, I'm not a big pocket watcher. I'm not. Oh, the company make this much money, they should be paying this much money. I'm not a big pocket watcher like that, but there's some logic to that. If you are a company, a corporation, a multi-billion-dollar worldwide corporation, I don't think your workers should be struggling. I don't think your workers should be struggling. Because then it's not even a matter of we can't afford to pay you more. That does become a matter of, well, I'm greedy. I just want to make more. So if I pay you less, then I make more. And you keep raising your prices to make more money. Maybe some of your material costs are going up. Them labor costs need to go up too. But I thought about it. I said, you know what? You know what? Let me see. You know, companies cry broke all the time. And people love to defend the man on top. People go hard for the man on top. As if, he's struggling. I don't know how much the CEOs make, Sierra. I didn't actually look into that. I'm certain it's a lot. But I looked into how much profit the company made. Now, maybe they don't determine profit the way that I think of profit. I don't work for a corporation. I'm just some dude, right? But if you tell me, Emmanuel, you got to sell some t-shirts. All right, I can sell some t-shirts, and you got to make a profit. All right. And I buy the t-shirt for $10. And I sell the t-shirt for $20. Profit there is, taking nothing else into effect, $10. That means my costs, I subtract that from the final number that I got. And then there go my profits. So the way I'm looking at it, you subtracting costs, labor, materials, advertising, marketing, all of that. You subtracting all of those costs. And that's how you come up with a profit. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody tell me I'm wrong. Somebody tell me that's not the way they come up with profits, and then teach me. Somebody tell me. But I think that's the way you come up with profit. Well, I looked it up. And these were the best numbers that I could find. Stellantis in 2022 made $17.9 billion in profit. That don't mean they only made that in profit after they subtract all their other costs and they look at all the money that's left. $17.9 billion in profit. How you making $17.9 billion and crying broke? Because that's profit. GM. Well, no, Ford. Let's go with Ford. Because they had their deal, last week, I believe. Ford, $25.509 billion year to date as of June 30th of 2023. So from June to June. From June 2022 to June 2023. $25.509 billion in profit. Not in annual sales. In profit. GM, they were the last ones. They held out. 2022, $21.831 billion in profit. I don't think you can cry broke when you're making $17 to $25 billion in profit. And right, Mary, and then I say, I want a raise, and you're like, oh, we can't afford it. What you mean you can't afford it? What you mean you can't afford it? You just made $25.5 billion in profit, and you can't afford it? And I think a lot of times people who own companies and businesses, they think about themselves. And I can't hate you for thinking about yourself. It's your company. It's your business. You started it, maybe. At the very least, you running it. You got to think about you. You do. I understand that. I really do. But if you're making billions in profit, I'm not saying the little peon workers should, all be rich, but they shouldn't be struggling. It shouldn't be rough. They should get cost of living raises and all of that stuff on a regular basis. Like they shouldn't have to strike. And I didn't write it down, so I don't remember. But these profits for 2022 and for 2023, these were more than they made the previous year and the previous year before that. So they're showing steady profit gains. But you don't want to share the love with the workers? And I like the idea. This is why I like the idea of unions. To me, I think about it on a small scale. Oh, you got this company and you making some money. And you got a few workers that work for you. And we make some money. But we're helping you make all that money that you making. We helped you become a multimillionaire. Our labor helped you become a multimillionaire. Of course, in this case, multi-billionaire. Our labor helped you become that. Well, oh, you don't think so? Y'all remember that restaurant? I can't remember what it was. It was a restaurant, and he made some sort of a political statement that his workers didn't agree with. They left. They quit. That's like, oh, you think you can do this by yourself? All right, we all out. Now what you got? Well, he had to close the restaurant and go look for some workers. And that's kind of a small scale version of this. That's what organizing gives you the power to do. Organizing gives you the power to say, okay, well, guess what? We're going to stop working. Let's see what happens. And then they look up, and now they done lost $9.3 billion. And they're looking at, we made $21.831 billion in profit last year. We've lost $9.3 billion over these past, 6-8 weeks or whatever it was. Yeah, we could just go ahead and pay them some money. Because if we would have just probably what is going to end up costing the union over the next 4 years, maybe, additional, probably won't be $9.3 billion. But we'll lose $9.3 billion to not have to pay you, I'm going to just say half of that, $4.7 billion. We'd rather lose 9.3 than to pay you 4.7. I don't know if those are the numbers here. I'm just using that as an example. Because some people get so stubborn. I get it. It takes a lot to run a company and, especially a multi-billion-dollar global juggernaut. But you still got to think of the little man. And by the little man, I'm not talking about me. Preston says corporate greed. Brian says people also try to point to corrupt examples of union officials to discredit the idea of a union and our need for it. A union is merely a defense organization for workers that the state recognizes and thus must deal with a wage negotiation and disciplinary matters. Sorry, the whole thing don't always fit on the screen, and it disappears up here when I put it on the screen. But yeah, so I like the idea that UAW defied some of the naysayers' predictions. They didn't go under. And they say this time they were negotiating with the big three. They say next time, hopefully they're negotiating with the big six. Because Toyota, Honda, and Tesla are non-union. That's what the UAW says. So they want to organize Toyota, Honda, and Tesla. Because they say one of the things that I believe GM was saying was that, hey, look, we can't give y'all a raise. That gives those non-union car manufacturers an advantage over us. They use that. But Toyota and Honda, they not going to have to pay all of that money. So now we going to not make as much money as they make. And how you say that when you're making $25 billion in profit? So I don't know. That's kind of my take on that. I'm glad to see it. They say that all the UAW workers, once this deal is done, will get a $5,000 signing bonus. $5,000 signing bonus. That sounds good. $5,000 sounds good. I mean, it's not amazing. $5,000 ain't rich, but heck, I'm waiting for somebody to give me my $5,000. I'm waiting for somebody to give me my $5,000. When I get my $5,000, I'm going to feel rich. When this person pay me my $5,000 that I won fair and square, per individual, they said every individual in the union will get a $5,000 bonus once this deal is ratified. Janice says the strike also showed when everyone goes out together, the strike will be over sooner. Numbers matter. The same applies to voting. Brent says, I would prefer that $5,000 to be added to my normal salary instead of a bonus because it's going to be taxed at a higher rate. I'm not too sure about that. I understand what you're saying, but at least the way that I file taxes, I don't like on each individual check. If they gave me a $5,000 bonus, then yeah, they would withhold more of that. But at the end of the year, when you add it all together, if they took out, I end up at a certain income level, which puts me in a certain tax bracket, which then I look at the amount of taxes that have been withheld. And if they withheld too much, then I get some back. And if they didn't withhold enough, then I owe some. So the end of the year is where it'll really matter. So yeah, that $5,000 check, they might take out at a higher rate, but it's at the end of the year. Now, if you are like really close to a line in terms of the tax bracket and $5,000 will push you over, that might be an issue. But other than that, I don't know that I would really have an issue with it. But I understand what you're saying. Pat says she's happy that Ford settled. She's got a granddaughter who works there. All right. So, all right, that's it. That's all I got for those. 513-717-5464. That's the number to call in if you'd like to discuss. I'm happy for the union. I'm a union guy. I support unions. I support people standing together. What else? Matthew Perry, he's dead at the age of 54. That's sad for his family and friends, I'm sure, and fans. I'll be honest, I never watched a single episode of Friends. I knew who he was just because I know Friends was very popular, and when they said Matthew Perry, I'm like, I know who Matthew Perry is. And, I when someone lose their life, I really think more about their relatives who are still here. And so my sadness is for those people because they experience a loss. So I'm sad for his family and his friends. Sad for his family and his friends. That's it. That's all I got about Matthew Perry. I got nothing else. I didn't watch him. I never, like, legit, I never saw a single episode of Friends. Everything I know about Friends is from watching stuff about Friends, but never actually watching Friends. Not one time. I didn't watch a single episode of Friends. Not, like, oh, I'm not gonna watch Friends against Friends. It just, I think I sat down and tried to watch an episode, and I might have got through 2, 3 scenes, and I was like, yeah, no, this ain't for me. Yeah, this ain't for me. But that's got nothing to do with that man. So condolences go out to his family. Let me see. What else do I want to talk about? Because there is something else that I want to discuss. I just don't know if I want to discuss it right now. I don't want to make people mad. Maybe that's Daryl. Thank you, Daryl. If they make marijuana legal issue, if the make marijuana legal issue passes, how many dispensaries will be black owned, and will they give black folks the opportunity to own some? I just came from Michigan, and if it's like a dispensary on every block. They have more dispensaries than liquor, than liquor stores. I'm not sure. I don't know. The answer to that question is I don't know. But I like the fact that it won't be some monopoly, which is what they tried to pull last time. Like only these 5 or 6 groups of people are allowed to grow weed. It won't be that. You'll actually be able to grow some weed on your own. It'll be legal for you to grow weed at home. I think there's a limit on the amount of weed that you'll be allowed to grow. I think there's a limit on the amount that you'll be allowed to grow, but you won't necessarily have to go to a dispensary. But I know some people like, yeah, but who want to sit around growing their own weed? I'd rather just, for sake of convenience, let me just go to a weed store, buy some weed. And then the question becomes, who owns the weed store? And where are they getting the weed? And I imagine somewhere in there is permits and growing permits and selling permits and all that kind of stuff. I think then that becomes a matter of, I would like to think, I don't know, maybe it's something I'll look into, but I would like to think that, you kind of think about it like liquor licenses. And black people can get liquor licenses. So I don't see why black people wouldn't be able to, get a license to have a dispensary to sell some weed. Shahara, I'm so hurt about it. I loved me some Matthew Perry. He was so good on the show. And he seemed to really be overcoming and addressing his demons and sharing his story about it, inspiring others. But I suspect his addiction is what caused this. But this hasn't been confirmed. All right. Daryl wants in on owning a dispensary. Okay. Ross says, we fall in for legal terms. Herb is different than weed or marijuana. Okay, explain to me what the difference is. What's the difference? And yes, I said herb because every time I see a H, I tend to pronounce it at the beginning of a word. Hold on, I'm scrolling through. LaDonna says she didn't know. Talking about Matthew Perry, she didn't know Matthew Perry had a habit. But yeah, he had wrote a book. Apparently, I only know all of this stuff because since he died, they playing all of this stuff on TV. Apparently, he wrote a book about how he was an addict, and I saw a clip where he was saying that he didn't he doesn't watch Friends because he can tell by his appearance on the show what he was addicted to. He says he can look at that one and tell, what he was overweight. It was alcohol. He's on that one, so he was skinny. He was on, prescription pills. On that one, he can tell he was on this or whatever. So yeah. Ross talking about herb. Okay, explain to me the difference between herb and marijuana. Because it feels like you're trying to play semantics, but I don't know. Because I'm not all of that into herb and all that kind of stuff. So I know back in the day, they used to call weed herb. But it's not like if you got marijuana, you can't just say, oh, this ain't marijuana. This is herb. Like there's a scientific, I think cannabis something or another. There's a scientific name for that. And if that tests positive for that thing, you can't say, no, that's herb. Like, no, you might call this herb, but this is what this actually is. So I'm trying to understand the difference. Oh, let's see. But I don't know. I am. Look, I don't smoke. But if you want to, I think smoke. I think based on stuff I've heard, I've never done any research. I think smoke probably ruins your body to some degree, ruins your lungs. Like there are other ways to ingest the active ingredient, I'm gonna call it, in marijuana, cannabis, weed, herb. There are ways to ingest that don't involve smoking it. I'm not against really any of it. You know what I'm saying? You got your life, you live your life, you do what you want to do. You'll have to pay for any mistakes that you have in terms of your body. Like, I don't want nobody making sugar illegal. I know I'm wrecking my body, but that's me. I'll deal with the effects of that as I continue to grow and grow. That's on me. So that's the same way I feel about weed. Let people smoke their weed or eat their weed or whatever they weed. CK, you silly. Of course, CK, you can call in as always, 513-717-5464. It's herb. It's herb. The H is silent, mister. Don't put an S on everything. I think it's herb. I think it's herb. I say don't put the H on it if you don't want me to say it. That's the way I feel about it. Don't put the H on it if you don't want me to say it. It's not like I'm putting the H on it. The H is there. I'm just pronouncing what's there. Y'all be putting S's on stuff where S ain't there. It's different. It's like literally the opposite. Um, Edibles are stronger than inhaling weed smoke. Okay. Didn't know that. Um, Yo Underwood says, if I use my credit card at the weed spot, do I get rewards? Asking for a friend. I don't know. It all depends. It all depends. Daryl says, Herb Alpert. That's his name. His name, it's got to be Herb Alpert. I always thought it was Herb, but I was just told, no, the H is silent. It's Herb Alpert. What, he was part owner of A&M Records. He had that song with Janet Jackson, Diamonds. Herb Alpert. LaDonna says, she's just trying to pick with me, and it's making me mad. Just seeing it typed out makes me angry. But I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. Oh, you know what? You know what? I went to the bank today, and I didn't know that there are certain banks that are doing this. Some banks don't have tellers anymore. Like, there are no tellers, and where you walk up and deposit some money or withdraw some money or, whatever. There's some banks that don't have that anymore. Like, I walked into the bank and I was like, I need to make a deposit. And dude was like, yeah, the ATM is right there. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to use no ATM. He was like, you sure? I can show you how. I don't need you to show me how. I appreciate the offer, but I know how to use the ATM. I don't want to use the ATM. I want to talk to a teller. I almost said Taylor. I probably need to talk to a tailor, but I want to talk to a teller. And he's like, I don't know. He was doing his hands like this. It bothered me. I don't know why. He was being sincere, but it was bothering me. Well, if you don't have your card, if you have the app, I can teach you how to use the app to access the ATM. So I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to use the ATM. I want to talk to a teller. Well, we are really trying to dissuade people from moving in that direction. I said, do you have any tellers here? I'm sorry, but we don't. Like, you don't have any tellers? Like, I see people. It's like, those are not tellers. Like, if you want to sit down and have a discussion about your banking needs, then these people are here and they can accommodate you. But we don't have tellers at this location, and we actually encourage people to just use the ATM. I was like, I know, I understand that. I don't want to use the ATM. I said, I'll just go to a branch that has actual tellers. Hey, I would really like to discourage you from doing that, because you're going to have to go and you'll end up waiting in a line. And by the time that you do all of that, you could have just handled all of your business at the ATM. And I don't want, what part of I don't want to use the ATM do you not understand? Now, okay, I get it. Y'all can't take my check here and deposit it into my account. I understand that. That's cool. But you're not going to force me to use the ATM. No, but if you use, like, if you don't have your card, then if you use the app, then what you can do is you can set the app, and the app will give you a code that you put into the ATM. The code will be good for 30 minutes. So then you can come and you can put the code into the ATM machine and you can do all of your business that way. I'm like, why are you pushing me to the ATM? Bro, I don't want to use the ATM. Okay, y'all don't have no tellers. I'm just go to a different branch. I really encourage you not to do that. I'm like, hold on, y'all got cameras on me and I'm like, you putting this on some hidden camera show? What the hell? So I was like, well, I appreciate it. I appreciate your offer of help, but I think I'm just going to go to a different branch. And I start to leave. And he's like, but you know, by the time you get to another branch, you could have been done with all of your business at the ATM and just go home and kick your feet up. And I'm like, no, I'm cool, but I appreciate it. I turn and start walking back out. And he's like, are you sure you want to do that? Do you know where the branches are? Do you know where the closest branch with a teller is? Because what if you go to another branch and they don't have a teller? Then you'll be in the same situation. Like, what? Bro, it's a branch right up the street from my house. I was out here. I never been here, clearly. I didn't know. I'm good. I know they got tellers at my branch. Are you sure you want to take that? All right, peace. I'm out. And I left. I was like, what in the world is going on? He was serious in the mug, like just use the ATM. I'm like, what is going on? Is this what they doing now? Is this what they doing now? I had never seen that before. Of course, I'd never experienced it, but I had never seen that now. I mean, before. But yes, folks, jobs are being eliminated. And y'all know me, I'm not with that. If you give me a choice between using the machine and doing the work myself and going to somebody who gonna get paid to do the work, I'm probably gonna go to the person that can get paid to do the work. Yes, that's why I don't take my cart back at Kroger. Somebody get paid to do that. That's why I don't use the self-checkout machine at Kroger. They pay people to do that. Vicky says PNC Bank on 7th and Vine doesn't have a teller. Really? That used to be my bank. I didn't know that. Machines are taking over. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But I went to my location, walked up with my checks. I endorsed them. She was like, I need to see some ID. There's my ID. She did everything. I'm like, thank you. There's something about the human interaction. And if I would have had any questions or any issues, there's just something about that. And that's right, Sierra. I am not your employee. I didn't go to teller school. Daryl says self-checkout is everywhere, and I don't like it, but I use it. I have to admit, I don't like it, and I try not to use it, but I used it not too long ago. I had 2 little items. I was a little bit in a hurry, and they only had 2 lines open. And the people who just went grocery shopping, like somebody grandmama who, they child and they grandkids all live with them. So she went grocery shopping for like 12 people. So she got like 2 carts full of stuff in both lanes that are open with an actual person to check you out. And it was like 4 people grandmamas. So it was a line of people with big carts full of grocery. I would have easily been there for 30, 45 minutes. I was like, damn it. So I went on ahead and beep, beep. There we go, checked out. I'm looking back like, where's my vest? You know what I'm saying? I just worked for y'all. I need a vest with my name on it. Or a vest and a little pin-on thing with my name on it. I'm an employee now. But I have to admit, I did use it. I had to admit I used it. And again, only because I did not want to be there for like 45 minutes. It would have easily been 45 minutes. And they know what they're doing. How you only have 2 lanes open? You only got 2 lanes open? And you figure once those lanes fill up, somebody should be on the radio like, we need another checkout person on lane 3. But nah, they don't do that. Yeah, they didn't give me no discount, Anthony. I deserved a discount. I worked. You know what I'm saying? Where's my 1099 or my W-2? Something. I worked for you. If you add up all of the hours that I stand there checking, or not me, but did y'all stand there checking yourselves out? Y'all got a part-time job by the end of the year. Yes, the ATM machine. Yes. 40 people. No, it was like 4 people in each of the 2 lines, but they all had like grocery carts full of grocery, like how people do when they go grocery shopping, how old ladies do when they go grocery shopping. Because this is really the only people that I see do it. Oh, hold on, let me take that back. Old ladies and chicks with food stamps. Them is the only people that I see with gigantic carts full of stuff. Everybody else, and I'm not saying they don't, but everybody else just, regular grocery shopping. They have a regular cart and this and that. But old ladies and the young girls with food stamps, man, them carts be running over. Nate says, I think we lost the battle. It started with self-serve gas stations. At least that's the first place I saw making us do the work. For some reason, and I guess it's because I grew up in the era of self-serve gas stations, for some reason I don't feel the same way about the gas station. I probably should. Well, here's what I say. There was, and I don't know if it's still, I don't think it's still full service. Over there in Norwood, I don't know the name of none of those streets, but like if you going to get on 275, there's that little gas station that sit right there. That used to be full serve. Not too many years ago. A few years ago. That was full serve. Anybody know what I'm talking about? That little gas station over there, is it still full serve or did they change it? Ron says it's no longer full serve. But I used to go over there because it was full service. But I had to be honest. I felt a little funny about having somebody else pump my gas, which is really just showed the training. They had me trained. Hold on, let me go to the phone. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
Hey, how you doing?
Praise the Lord, man. Good God, you been outside today?
I have. It's cold.
Oh, colder than a fat girl with no drawers out there, ain't it? Jesus.
I wouldn't know
Man.
about that.
Yeah, I talked to one. She ain't have no drawers on. She said she's freezing.
Okay, I'll take your word for it on that. I don't know.
Oh my God! Did you see Matthew Perry? We lost Matthew Perry.
We lost Matthew Perry?
Yeah, the world.
Okay.
That's a big loss, man. I mean, like you said, me and you, we more of a Friends. Seinfeld type of fan.
Yes.
We don't mess with that Friends. Friends was trash. I did the same thing. Like you said, 2-3 scenes, you up out of there. But to hear what this guy went through, and for him to die this young in 2023, come on, man. Come on.
Well, I mean, it's sad, a 54-year-old person, I guess, drowning in a hot tub.
Damn. died in a hot tub.
I think either in the
Hope
pool,
he,
but I think it was the hot tub. I think they say he drowned in the hot tub.
I hope he has some chicks with him.
I would imagine if he had chicks with him, they would have not let him drown.
But that shit, your boy died like that. You know, the one, the brother that was giving all the woman advice. He died like that. Samuel.
No, he didn't drown in no hot tub.
But he died with a woman right there with him.
Well, yeah, he had a heart attack, you know, and sometimes, and apparently the woman who was allegedly the woman that was with him was a nurse, and she tried to, you know, help him.
Yeah, you know what that means. She slipped him that Mickey. Get him up out of here. She was working for her, the real women.
That is not what that means.
Hey, man. But, you know, my prayers go out to that man. You know, I hate that he had to die like that.
Yeah.
But I thought you was talking about the PNC on 7th. That ain't the one you was at. That's the one I went to a month ago, Livingston.
No, I was not. I didn't even know PNC did that. I was talking about a different organization.
Man, I go in there, man. Listen, I walk in there butt naked. I ain't have no money on me, right? Next thing you know, the manager come up, oh, yeah, we don't have tellers. I was like, what? Yeah. Try to shoot me that little song and dance he hit you with. Oh, yeah, you just trying to eliminate jobs. That's how I took it.
So what did you end up doing?
I did like you. Like you said, we need a person. I'm not dealing with no computerized bank. But your situation was more, I went in there butt naked. See, you just was trying to cash a check. I ain't have nothing.
Well, not cash it, just deposit it.
There it is. So like you said, rule number 1, mama told you that back in 1986. Never deposit no check in no ATM.
Well, hold on. Now let me. I deposit checks in the ATM all the time, so I'm not.
What?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily averse to it, but sometimes, you know, depending on the situation, and this was a different situation, I needed a teller. Because one of the things that happen is, some people, they're not that good at writing. And so I had this check, and I know, because I've done it before, tried to put it in through the ATM, and the ATM is like, what? And they give it back to me, and I'm like, try to put it in again, and they like, we can't read this. And so they give it back to me, and then I had to end up going in and talking to a teller anyway. I knew this was going to be one of those situations.
You still be dealing with writing checks and stuff like that? Now, I ain't did that in a long time.
No, I don't write checks, but people write checks to me.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Like you said, you better cash out, Venmo, something. You better get with the times
I deal with people who still write checks.
Yeah, remember they used to bounce.
Well, I've not had that situation.
So I'm like, man, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But you know, you just got to be careful because sometimes when you deposit through the ATM, you know what I mean, it'd be like a straight arm robbery. You know, but. So you still dealing with you still like Fifth Third, or you like PNC better?
I would never go to Fifth Third.
Me neither.
If they offered to give me $1 million, well, I would go to Fifth Third. But just regular, I would never go to Fifth Third. That whole organization, in my opinion, needs to go out of business. They're horrible.
Don't you hate when people say that? I don't give a damn if they gave me, like, I like how you corrected that. I wouldn't care if they gave me $1 million. Like, come on now. Like you said, that $1 million straightens you up real quick.
I ain't gonna lie about it.
Lying?
For $1 million, I would go there for however long I had to go there. But you got to have an account here for 6 months. I would have my 6-month account. Then I'd take my $1 million and put it into my credit union.
Yeah. We lost another one with prime time. I wanted to talk to you about that. Deion lost another game with UCLA.
I want to talk about Deion too.
Well, what'd he do? Tell me, man, so I can get off the phone. What'd he do?
I don't want people to hate me, though.
No, they ain't gonna hate. Listen, man, I understand what you're saying. What would he do wrong? You think he's doing something wrong with his coaching?
I don't think he did anything wrong, but I think he's guilty of double standards.
Mm-hmm.
You remember in Jackson State when they got robbed? He got robbed during the game. And he made a big deal of holding people accountable. He during his press conference, he talked about it while we was playing the game. The office got robbed, and everybody had to step up, and everybody had to be held accountable, not just the people out there playing the game. And that was one of the reasons that a lot of people were given, was why the HBCU system was broken, because something like this could happen at an HBCU school, but you don't see stuff like this happening at the PWI schools or the PWIs. Or I guess I don't have to say school on the end of either of those. Something like this can happen at an HBCU, but it don't happen at PWIs. But they got robbed during the game at Colorado. Well, not at Colorado, at the Rose Bowl, at a PWI. And I haven't heard him hold any of these white people accountable. Like, where is the press conference? Where is the everybody need to step up? Where is the this is where we have to get better conversation, lecture, all of that kind of stuff? When black people did it, then something was wrong, and we all needed to step up, and we all needed to do better. And it ain't just the people on the field, it's everybody, it's the security, it's to this, it's to that. And that was a reason why the HBCU system was broken and need to be fixed, and we need to raise the standard. But when it happens, when you coaching at Colorado and you at the Rose Bowl, I'm sorry, we lost the game. Where is the same hold them accountable as when it was black people?
Yep. No, they ain't gonna get mad at you. That's a great point. And he overlooking it because, like you said, that's exactly how we are as a society. When black folks do it, we good to, oh, Mom, it's a robbery. It was Devin Haney robbed him. But when Tyson Fury just robbed this dude this weekend, oh, well, where's the outrage? Same thing. Tyson Fury just robbed the African of a victory this weekend in the boxing match.
I heard about that. I didn't see it, of course, but I heard about it.
Man, but how much jury did he do? He lost 100,000.
Oh, I don't know. They said it wasn't just him. Like, the whole team got robbed.
Damn. Yeah, that's some old jealousy stuff. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. This deeper than what happened at HBCU for real, because this more hatred, more eyes. You right. Yeah, go on and hit him on that point, man. I'm going to listen, man. I appreciate you taking my call, brother.
Plus, I'm up against the break. All right. Have a good one. But yeah, no, look, I'm not, it ain't Deion Sanders' fault that his team got robbed at the Rose Bowl. It ain't Deion Sanders' fault. But I remember when he was talking about it, when it was Jackson State, as if this don't happen at white schools. He didn't use those words, but come on, y'all, we understand. We know what's being said. It was like, this don't happen at white schools, but it happened here. Everybody need to step up. Everybody need to raise the standard. Everybody need to this. Where is your raise the standard stuff? Where's your raise the standard stuff? Has anybody, am I off base? Has anybody heard Deion talk about this? Has anyone seen a press conference where he discussed it? Because he had a press conference after the game. But he didn't say a word about it. I know y'all mad at me. You just hate Deion Sanders. Like, no. But come on. If it's bad when black people do it, why ain't it bad when white people do it? If it's worthy of being called out when black people do it, why ain't it worthy of being called out when white people do it? Why do some of us do that? Why do some of us do that? I don't like that. Come out with the same fury. Daryl says, oh, his team actually got robbed. Yeah. Yes. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the story for you. Hold on. Not there. Oh, man. Hold on. Colorado locker room robbed. This is from Sports Illustrated. Josh Toole. Do I want to read this? Let me put it over here so I can show it to y'all. How about I do it this way? Because I don't want nobody thinking I'm making nothing up. Yeah, see, I was prepared to play this press conference. Oh, as a matter of fact, oh no. Before I do that, let me play this press conference. This is from when they got robbed at Jackson State. See if it'll play.
Start off by saying God bless you, appreciate you and everything. I'm pissed off right now because I had mixed emotions. We won, the kids played really well. But while the game was going on, somebody came in and stole every darn thing I had in my locker room.
Oh
The
my
coach's
God.
office.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Credit cards, wallet, watches. Thank God I had on my necklaces. How?
Oh, mercy.
So when I talk about quality, raising the standards,
Quality, raise the standard.
that goes for everyone, man. Not just the people on the field,
Everyone.
not just the coaches, not just the teachers, not just the faculty, but that's everybody. Security in everybody.
Everybody.
So how do you think it feels coming back after just teary-eyed because the guys have presented me with the game ball, one of the best moments I've ever had in my professional sports career emotionally. And then you go into your locker room, your coach's office to digress, and you notice that you don't even have a phone. They call you mama, they call you girl, they call you your kids because it's been stolen. You don't even have the Scully hats that you wore here. We're gonna find out who did it. Let's flush that.
All right. So he was upset. Rightfully so. I get that. See if I can do this. Oh, see if I can do this. Come on. Close you. Sorry, y'all. I don't have all my. And then I have to make this bigger so that I can see it. Oh, I can't see that. All right, I'm going to have to bring it back over here so I can read it. The stuff get too small when I send it over there for y'all to see it. All right. At least 5 Colorado Buffaloes football players had their jewelry and other valuables stolen out of their locker room at the Rose Bowl on Saturday night. It happened sometime during UCLA's win. They got a video to show the Buffalo players outside the locker room talking about the incident. The thieves made off with at least 3 diamond and gold chains worth thousands of dollars. Coach Deion Sanders did not address the subject during his post-game press conference. Why didn't he address it? Why didn't he talk about the standards being raised for everybody? The players, the school, the security, everybody. So this is what he's talking about. Why wasn't he talking about that? I believe there's a reason why. I believe there's a reason why he didn't talk about it. Now, I don't think it was personal. I think because it's easy to criticize black people When something happened, it's like this. It's like this. You ever go to a little black owned restaurant and they run out of chicken? And you like, black people are always running out of stuff. Go to a black chicken restaurant and guess what? They ain't got no chicken. See, that's what's wrong with black people. Black people don't prepare. Black people don't do things to the highest level. Then you go to KFC and they run out of chicken. And you like, wow, I could go to another KFC. You don't make a big deal about the fact that KFC, which is a chicken place, ran out of chicken. But let Mama Dolas run out the chicken. Mama Dolas is ghetto. Mama Dolas need to step up. I think that's what it is. So easy. So easy. It's different standards. It's different standards. And I think that's what we witnessed. Wait, who ain't got no chicken? Deion Sanders ain't got no chicken. And he all right with it, because the white restaurant didn't have the chicken. But when he went to the black restaurant and they didn't have no chicken, he held a whole press conference about it. When he went to the black restaurant, didn't mention it. Didn't mention it. It's not a sign that everybody need to step up. I don't like that. And y'all know, I like Deion Sanders. I really do. I really do. But I everybody dogged out Jackson State when he left. Well, he had to leave. During a game, they went in and they stole stuff out of his office. That ain't gonna happen at no white school. They stole the team's jewelry at the white school, at the Rose Bowl. Nate want to know what's the call-in number. 513-717-KING. 513-717-5464. Veronica says, man, stop it. Stop what? Am I lying? If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. When I go to the black restaurant and I don't get good service, I complain about it. I don't necessarily come on the air and complain about it. When I go to the white restaurant and I don't get good service, I complain about it. I don't necessarily go on the air and complain about it, but I complain about it. Wouldn't it be terrible? It is not 718. It's not 718, King. It's 717. But thank you, Sierra. But I think it would be terrible if I came on. I don't want to say no actual restaurants because I don't have no complaints about none. But I remember going to Kentucky Fried Chicken and they said they didn't have no chicken. They said the only thing they had was what was it? It was the side, and it wasn't a good side. It was all they had was like one or two sides. And then when I asked them for one of the sides, because I know one of them they said was coleslaw. Now, I'm not a coleslaw dude, right? I don't eat coleslaw, except for KFC's coleslaw. I don't know what it is. It's something about their coleslaw that I like. So they was like, all we got is coleslaw, something and something else. And I was like, all right, well, I'll take a large coleslaw. And they was like, okay. And then they was like, oh, well, we out of coleslaw. But you just said that was all y'all got. So what do y'all have? And I tell you which one it was. Somebody said I'm lying. It was the KFC up on Coleraine. It was late at night. They didn't have no chicken, and all they had was three sides. And when I said coleslaw, which was one of the sides they said, oh, we out of coleslaw. Like, then why don't y'all just close? Just close. If you ain't got no food, if you a restaurant and you out of food, close. Why are you still open? Turn off the lights, lock the door, and close. Well, if you're not going to order nothing, then we need you to get out the line for the other customers. What they going to order? You ain't got no damn food. I'm not making it up. KFC ran out of food. If you're a restaurant and you run out of food, close. Close. Now, I do complain a little bit about Chipotle. Because they be lying. They be lying. There ain't no cilantro shortage. That's just a lie. That makes me mad. And Sierra, that was one of the things that the lady that was standing outside said. She said, hold on. Key?
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel? How are you?
Not much. Hold on a minute. Let me finish this thought.
Okay.
All right. One of the things that the lady said standing outside was, if we close, then, we got to be closed. Then just when people come up to the window or, to the drive-through thing, just tell them we out of food. Because she was like, no, we still got stuff we can do. We in there cleaning and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. But lock the door. Turn off the little speaker. Or at least tell the people when they come up, like, we ain't got no food. I'm sorry. You don't tell them we got stuff. And then when they say, all right, give me that. Oh, we out of that. So, yes, I was really frustrated. Key.
Hey, how are you?
I'm
That's
doing
why I
good.
called. I'm over here cracking up at you about this KFC. I got to call him because I'm hollering.
But it's the
That
truth.
do be the pits, especially when you be hungry. Like you said, it was late, so you probably ain't ate all day. So you like, I'm going to run over here and grab this. I'm about to tear this up and get in there. And they're like, oh, we ain't got this.
But you let me have gone to Mahogany's and they said, oh, we're out of chicken. Oh, man, there's people who would have been on. I went to Mahogany's and they didn't have no chicken. They got chicken on the menu. Why black people always gotta do stuff? Why, if you got chicken on the menu, you got to have to see black people don't know how to do so and so and so. But like I said, KFC can run out of chicken and nobody say nothing. And that's what I feel like what Deion Sanders did.
Oh, okay. Because he still ain't saying nothing. Hey, everybody in the chat, Brenda Early, LaDonna, Yo Underwood, everybody, hey, y'all. But, yeah, so you sure he hasn't said anything about it? You just haven't seen the video?
Well, I mean, I would have liked to have seen it at the press conference where he didn't mention it. Maybe during the time that I've been on the air since 3 o'clock, maybe he held a second press conference to talk about it. But no, I haven't seen where he mentioned it. No.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder, you think it's an inside job?
Oh, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy, but then they probably looking at it like, cause like how when after they talk to the players, like for example Deion's son, and he have all them necklaces and stuff on, and then when he did that thing with his watch or whatever, they probably was like, okay, we gonna show you, we gonna take your stuff. They probably doing it just to be. Like, they probably don't even really want that stuff. They probably just doing it to, like, okay, I'm going to show y'all acting like y'all all this in Hollywood. That's what they call Deion Sanders.
Well, I don't know about that. I think you stealing thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. You probably want the jewelry. Now, I do question, but it's just a question. Do you have to have thousands of dollars of jewelry with you to play a football game?
Right,
Maybe
like,
you leave that in the hotel room.
Gonna take it.
Yeah.
I said, like, he had to, when they talking to him after the game, he had, like, on all them necklaces, and then he had a watch, and then he, like, put it up doing some reference to something DJ Khaled did. So that's why I said, like, people probably seeing that, like, oh, okay, y'all think y'all all that. We're going to show y'all, we're going to take y'all stuff.
Maybe that. I mean, that might be the case, and I'm not excusing whoever took the stuff. They're wrong. Hopefully, they're caught and they're prosecuted, and maybe even they get their jewelry and other items back. But I don't like what I feel like is a double standard.
Mm. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Miss Phyllis. Hey, Daryl Carpenter. But yeah, it's crazy. What about this cold that's coming, Emmanuel?
I don't like the cold, but I mean, look,
I
if
don't
it
either.
brings snow, I'm cool.
I like the white, fluffy snow. I like looking at it. I don't like being in it.
I like being in
You
it.
like driving in it and stuff and being in it and sliding all over the place? No, you don't.
I like being in it. I learned how to drive in the
Okay, so
snow.
you get out the car when you see snow and then you roll around and make snow angels and then jump back in the car.
But no, but what I do or what I have done is, you give me a good snow, I'm going to find a place to go sledding, and I can't wait for another good snow to take that little baby. I got a few hills, and we are going sledding.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the cold though. I don't like it. I mean, I don't like being hot and I don't like being cold, but I'd rather be hot than cold. Cause cold, I don't know, you just feel miserable when you cold. Especially like your little nose be cold and all the sneezing. I don't like it.
But I agree with you. I'm much more. I would rather be hot than cold, and I don't love the cold, but I do like the snow. There's really no reason to be cold unless it's gonna snow, as far as I'm concerned. But I'll deal with it either way.
Oh, okay. All right, what else you got on your agenda? Or is it up? Or are you up on a break?
Actually, I am up on a break. It's about time for me to go. The
Okay,
show's
what
about
you?
over.
Okay, what time was you supposed to go? You supposed to be somewhere at 5 o'clock?
No, 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 not today.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I do have other things that I have to do, but no, I don't. I don't have to be somewhere today.
Oh, okay. Now what about ice skating? You gonna go down on the square and ice skate? You and the
Probably,
grandbaby?
probably not.
Oh, Terrence Howard said I can sleep better when I'm cold. No, 'cause then you got to put on you got to put on a million layers if you cold. You got to put on a hat. You got to put on leg warmers, socks, mittens, a hoodie tied down there on your head, wrapped up in a blanket all the way up to your face.
You know what I think I'm doing this year?
What you gonna do?
Now that we're talking about this, I think I'm gonna buy me some heated clothes.
I was thinking about the heated like jacket, 'cause I think, but I'm kind of scared. Like I don't want the thing to like you know what I mean, the malfunction. That's the only thing I'm scared about. Like them heated jackets I seen on TV. They were showing it on the Today Show. Like you get the heated little coats
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
for outside.
yeah. I see. A lot of a lot of people who work outside in the cold. They buy
Mhm.
them. I trust them because I don't hear like a rash of construction workers burning up. Just spontaneously combusting while
Right,
at work. So yeah, I was
Cause I
looking at
say,
some of the heated pants and some of the heated uh jackets and shirts and stuff like that. And I was like, I might, heated socks, all of that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
that's
I
what
was
I'm
looking
thinking
at it.
about too. Yeah, 'cause I know what you was talking about that last year, but I guess you never got around
No, I
to it.
didn't buy it, but I
Okay.
might buy it this year.
Yeah, 'cause I was thinking about that too. 'Cause like I said, I don't like being cold. And then at my job, they crazy self. They be having an air conditioner, like how I feel outside. That's how I feel in my job. They had an air conditioner blazing. We don't have no heat on at the job. It's air conditioner
Yes, I've
all
experienced
year
that too.
long. And that stuff puts me to like he say he can sleep. Well, weirdly that puts me to sleep, but it's like uncomfortable. Put me to sleep. Like I'm not. I can't stay awake because I'm so cold. But I'm not like sleeping like I'm sleeping good. I'm like I'm miserable when I'm cold and I'm nodding off.
Well, again, here, I sleep all year under a blanket and that big heated, not heated,
Quilted.
that weighted
Uh,
blanket
yeah,
as
wait a minute.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause you said your wife like it cold
Yes.
and
God,
you
yes.
don't.
No, I don't.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about. I wonder because I was seeing something about them UGG blankets. Somebody in the chat. I don't know if y'all ever had like the UGG bedroom comforters and stuff. Are them pretty good? I heard them keep you like nice and warm too, like the UGG blankets and stuff like that.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
Terrence
the UGG
said.
brand, you know what I'm talking about?
Terrence said he got some stuff for you to keep you warm.
Did he?
Yeah.
I tell Terrence I caught his show today. I'm like, oh, he finally coming out his shit. I thought he was dressing like a thief in the night at first. I'm like, what is Terrence Howard doing? He had like he scaled the walls to get into the job or something. But he said he was acting like Mr. Lincoln.
Yeah. All
Emanuel?
right. Yes. Key, did you have anything else?
You were too quiet for a second.
I don't, you know, I don't know nothing about all of that.
You ain't see his
I saw him.
Okay, did you see his outfit when he first was like the black, like a thief in the night?
I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but you ain't come up with Thief in the Night. What was your take on it?
I just figured sometimes they have it really cold in there, so I just figured it might have been one of those times when it was cold.
Oh, okay. Victoria Smith said, yeah, those UGG comforters are really good. Okay, I'm gonna have to check them out.
And somebody asked me, do they still sell heated blankets? Yes, they do. I have a couple of them actually. And
is it the kind of you have to plug them up? Because I've seen some at Target. I was walking past Target. They got them out now over there where the heaters are at.
Yes, you have to plug them up, and you can turn the heat up and down as needed. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, because somebody was saying like, well, won't you? Because we can't take heaters at our job or whatever, but which is weird. But people can have fans at their desk. Yeah. And somebody was saying, well, won't you get a heated blanket? I was like, well, I don't know about that because I don't know somebody, because like, do they give off a fume? You know, like
no, it's just heat.
You know, like the heat fume.
No, I don't even know what a heat fume is.
It's a Jason Dockery telling us Key got too much time to wait.
Hey,
Excuse
Key?
you, me and Emanuel is a team.
Key, I hate to cut you short, but I am up against a break.
Okay, I'm sorry. You ain't up against no break.
I appreciate you.
You ain't on the buzz no more.
I appreciate your call.
See, Jason, what you did, he kicking me off now. Okay, all right, Emanuel. You have a good one. Everybody like, subscribe, and thumbs up.
All right. Thank you,
bye.
Key. I really am up against a break. Heat blanket sounds dangerous. It don't feel dangerous. It feels good. It feels good. It's nice and warm. I saw Twin calling. Sorry I missed your call, Twin. I'll take your call. I'll take one last call from Twin if he calls back in. And I'll go ahead and get him in. If he don't call in the next, say, 60 seconds or so, then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So Twin, if you want to call back, then I'll take your call. But yeah, that'll be it. But nah, heated, all right, there he is. Twin.
What's up, little E man?
How you doing, little twin man?
Yeah, we gonna take that trip next month, man. Go watch us a Bulls game.
No, we not.
Man, quit being soft, man.
I'm soft.
Tell me you don't like the cold and everything. I'm gonna show you how they do it in Chirac. Why they call it the Windy City, man.
Nope. I'm good.
Hey, you still go. How much time I got? You don't got no breaks or nothing. How much time I got on here, man?
Who told you I don't have breaks? But go ahead, say what you gotta say.
No, I'm enjoying your show. I caught the last minute how you don't like the cold and all that. Get out your comfort zone. Cincinnati ain't even really cold to me. I'm go out there with a jacket and be cool in the wintertime.
That ain't true.
It ain't that cold.
That ain't true. And I always hate it when people say stuff like that. Like when people are from say you from Phoenix and then you come here and it's hot and they this ain't hot. You don't know hot. No, you hot. You hot. Just stop acting like because it's hot where you come from, that means you don't get hot. You get cold.
Hey, man. I mean, it's cold, but it ain't that cold like Chicago cold. Like, you can't stand out there with a cigarette. You can stand out here with a cigarette and smoke your blunt.
Bro, when it get like something below zero, it's something below zero. And something below zero is cold in Chicago, it's cold in Cincinnati, it's cold in Detroit, it's cold in Calgary, Alberta. When it get below zero, it's cold.
Have you ever been to like Cleveland or Detroit?
Yes.
Stuff in the cold. In the cold.
Well, no,
When
not
it's
in
real,
the
real
no.
cold.
I
Okay,
make a
then
point
you
of not
can't
going.
speak about. That's
Yes,
why,
I
that's what you
can.
killing it.
Stop it.
You
Yes,
speak
I
about
can.
something that
You
you
don't have to.
experienced.
You don't have to experience it to speak about it.
Yes, you do, man.
No, you
You
don't.
can't just go. If I can't stand in front of Lake Michigan down in Chicago and smoke a cigarette in the wintertime when it's 0 below minus, I can't do that. Up here, I can because it don't be cold like that up here.
Wait a
Stop
minute.
playing,
Hold on.
man. There you go.
Look, twin. If it is 0 below minus in Chicago and it is 0 below minus in Cincinnati, it's the same damn temperature. That's the same.
No, it ain't. I don't think I ever crossed 0 below yet in Cincinnati, if I can recall. Minus, below, yeah, but minus, I don't think I ever crossed that line.
I don't even know what temperature we're talking about. But if it's 0 below minus in Chicago and it is 0 below minus in Cincinnati, then it's the same damn temperature.
But I can smoke a cigarette or blunt outside without getting froze up or my nose snot turning to icicles. I can do that down here, but up in Chicago, I can't. You get my drift, man? You don't understand life, dude. I see you gotta hang with me, and I'll take you around and show you the experience of life. Cause right now you stuck in that basin right now. Ever since you left the Lincoln Ware show, you been on dummy mode, man.
Bruh,
Get out that nut shell, man.
if it's the same
real,
temperature,
man,
it's the same temperature.
No, I'm talking about you now. Forget the temperature. Ever since you left the show, you've been on dummy mode, man.
I don't even know what that
lost all your
means.
sense. You been acting goofy, act like you ain't got no sense.
I don't know how.
Easy, man. You just been acting crazy.
All right, give me two
Man.
examples. Give me two examples.
The stuff you say and things that you not comprehend on.
Give me
If
two
it ain't
examples.
No way, it's no way.
Give
I
me
just gave it to you.
Give me two examples.
Here we go. You act like a prosecutor. You either a radio man or prosecutor.
I'm
Which
trying
one
to
you wanna be?
understand. I'm asking for examples.
I'm just saying, it's your mood swing, man. You was nice and everything at the Lincoln Ware when you was at the studio. Now that you're not in there, you just
I'm
you
super
just don't
nice.
Understand.
Give me two examples.
Man, it seemed like you changed your ways and everything.
Oh my goodness. Give me two examples.
I just gave them to you. Then you say
No, you
did.
didn't.
KFC always run out of chicken sometimes, but they always got tenders on the side, Emanuel. Just say you didn't want the tenders.
No,
man.
they said they don't have any chicken. None. I don't even order. I don't even eat meat on the bone, so I was ordering tenders.
Oh, now you don't eat meat on the bone.
Oh.
So you're a boneless man, huh?
Yes.
Oh, okay then. See, some weirdo shit. All right, man. Bye. You weird, man. I'm telling you.
goodness.
Ever since you left the show, man, you can. Anybody on this Facebook thing can vouch for
Give
it.
me two
I
examples.
just told you, man.
No,
You're
you
not
didn't.
The same Emmanuel. You're not the same Emmanuel from the Kings of Talk of Lincoln Ware.
Give me an example. Just one example.
You totally. I just gave you all the examples, all the ABCD.
What was the example?
EFC?
What was the example?
Bet your ways unchanged, man. You don't.
That's
you don't
not an
say
example.
Man, whatever how you want to put example, whatever I'm giving issue, whatever you want to break it down to. I was just telling you, man, your ways unchanged. You ain't the same, Emmanuel.
Do you know what?
Totally different.
Do you know?
It seemed like you got slow to me, man.
Do you know what an example
is? That's one example that you seem like you got slow.
That's
slow to
not
me.
an example.
It seemed like you hard to play catch up with.
Give me an example of that.
Like you knew on the block.
Give me an example of that.
Man, you the damn prosecutor, man. I'm done talking. You up there trying to play man games. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm just asking you for one example.
I'm going to finish this conversation tomorrow, man.
I'm up on a break.
I got to go stock this milk. You ain't got no break.
I'm up on a break. I got to go. How do you say you changed? How did I change? You act like you slow now. Give me an example. I just gave you an example. No, you didn't. That means give me an instance of where I acted like I was slow. Saying you act slow is not an example of me acting slow. Come on, 20. And if it's 0 below negative in Cincinnati, then it is 0 below negative in Chicago. Then it's the same temperature. It's the same temperature. "32 degrees in Cincinnati is not as cold as 32 degrees in Chicago." Okay. Now, ice is colder too. Fire is hotter in Chicago than it is in Cincinnati. It all depends on what the fire's made out of. No, just period. I just wanted one example. One example. Oh. All right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. Hold on, let me go here and take that off because Twin called after key. I got to get ready to get out of here. See how you sound. How do I sound? Twin, is ice colder in Chicago than it is in Cincinnati? Oh, we got Dante calling. Dante!
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, my bad, man. Hey, man, that was the funniest conversation in the world, man. That is crazy. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, man. That was funny. But the reason I called was I just wanted to get in about the Deion Sanders thing. You know, man, like I was talking to my brother about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, I don't know if you want to call it Deion's arrogance, but he's kind of like put marks on this team and on this kid's back, man. Like it's like people are trying to hurt him. People are trying to, like sabotage his career. They're doing harmful things to him because of his jealousy and who he is. Not saying that he's doing anything wrong, but it's like he's marked, man. It's like they're doing whatever they can do to kind of, I don't know, like throw him off his game or throw the team off their game, because it's like he's having too much fun out there, and it's kind of like they see what the future is going to be with him, because his team's going to be good eventually. He's going to build a squad where he's going to be unstoppable, and it's like it's a mark on him or something, man. It's crazy, like breaking into the locker room, I mean, we don't know because no other coaches have really ever spoken about it, but breaking into the kids' locker room, man, like I think that's like, they're like, I don't know, like they're gunning for him, like they're out for him and his team, man. Like the guy take the illegal shot and hurt this one player. Like it's a whole lot of things that didn't happen to other coaches or other teams that's happening to him.
Well,
I think it's kind of because of his arrogance, and they know what he's about to bring to the game.
Oh, I don't know that I agree with that. I don't know that I think some of the stuff early on, like the cheap shots and all of that, I think when your only way to motivate your team is to tell them that everything is personal, and then you get out here telling other players that this is personal, some of them other players going to take it personal and going to do little dirty stuff like what happened in the game against Colorado State. That's what I think that was. But I'm glad he stopped doing that, or at least I haven't seen where every game now is personal. So I'm glad he stopped doing that, because I really did think that was him putting a target on his kid's back, so to speak.
Right.
But I'm glad he stopped doing that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But why would you think, I mean, just, we don't know, just, that's an opinion. Why would you think someone would break into his team's locker room?
I think one reason that someone might, first let me say, it's wrong to steal from people, I believe. But I think one reason that somebody might do that is because of the fact that, if I go out here, if I get on this radio station, right? And this ain't a radio station. If I get on this thing, this experiment, and I'm all draped in jewelry and I'm all talking about how much money I got cash on hand at the house and how much this I got on hand at the house, and then somebody find out where I live, there's a good chance somebody gonna break in and try to steal my shit because I'm bragging and boasting about it. And so I think, and again, I'm not saying it make it okay, but being out there all draped in gold and, you know, jewelry and ice and all of that kind of stuff and putting that image out there, that might be the reason why somebody might want to break in and steal from that team, because they put it out there all the time that this is how they rock all the time.
But there's other college players that do that too, like with the new I think it's called NIL deal where these kids are getting paid. There's a lot of other kids that's doing that. There's kids that's pulling up to the school in Lamborghinis and everything else that's getting paid from, you know, the college sports or whatever.
I think
there's in their locker rooms.
No, I think there's a difference between getting paid, because you can get paid and not run around with, you know, $200,000 worth of jewelry on. You can be, you know, a billionaire. I've never seen Bill Gates with $200,000 worth of gold chains around his neck.
I understand that, but these are kids. But there are other kids that play college football and college basketball that wear jewelry and stuff, like, you know, to the games, or, you know, like how they show them coming in dressed or whatever. There's other college players that do that. And what I'm saying is that Colorado is not the only players that wear jewelry and everything else. Why aren't their locker rooms being broken into? Well, we don't know because nobody's saying it.
Right.
But
I would that, again. All I'm doing is answering why somebody. I don't really pay that much attention, but I know on the sidelines I see a lot of jewelry over there on the sidelines at Colorado, where I don't see it necessarily. They got a different. I'm going to use this term. I hate it. They got a different swag about them. And so, yeah, if you are advertising that I got a lot of jewelry, then I think you might have some in the locker room. So that might make me want to go in and steal your stuff, as wrong as it is. I don't know that I would chalk it up to some sort of conspiracy to deflate Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I just think that they're kind of marked, man. I think that like coaches or whatever couldn't beat him, so they're taking it out, you know, getting revenge, kind of, sort of.
But what coaches couldn't beat him?
I mean, I'm not. I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. I just think there's a jealousy factor with Deion and what he's bringing, and they're like, you know.
Well, could it not be a jealousy factor and more of a factor of? I mean, think about this, right? Remember when the New England Patriots was the dynasty? Mm-hmm. Every time New England came into town, that was to some teams almost like a Super Bowl. So it ain't like, oh, we hate on them, so we want to see them. No, they putting themselves out there. They are the best team out here. And from this perspective, Deion Sanders is Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? If it was me, I could have all that bravado. Would nobody be like, oh, we got to beat Emanuel Livingston? Because who the hell is Emanuel Livingston? But when you got a legend, Deion Sanders is a legend coming in, bringing all this attention, bringing all this money, bringing all this confidence, bringing all this. Yes, I want to beat him. You know who everybody want to beat this year in the NBA? Who do everybody want to beat? Victor Wembanyama. Everybody want to dunk on him, guaranteed. Everybody want to block his shot. Everybody want to do whatever. It ain't because they hate Victor, but look at all the hype that he's bringing. So when you bring that kind of energy and attention, yes, everybody want to beat you because you are the one to beat. I don't think it's hate. It's just that's the nature of a thing. Oh, you think you so good? Oh, y'all all watching him? I want to beat him. Oh, you think that team so good? Well, I want to beat him. Oh, you think that guy so good? I want to dunk on him. All of that's just the nature of, in particular, sports.
Well, we'll see in the future. We'll see in the future when this team
I hope they become really competitive. I really do. I want to see him. I wanted to see it happen this year.
They're
But
not gonna win. They're not gonna win 8 national championships, man. You was tripping. You
why
know
not?
that.
Why couldn't they?
Man, stop.
Why
Man,
couldn't
cut
they?
it out.
Why couldn't they? It looked
All
like
right, I'll
Georgia.
make them.
Georgia might be
So
about to
he-
win 3 in a row.
So if he win 8 championships, you gotta eat meat on the bone.
Well, hold on. Would it be the opposite if
man.
I'm the one?
Hey, man.
If I'm the one rooting for him
Hey,
to
man.
win the 8?
Hey man, y'all gotta watch what y'all say, man. That was wild, man. You can't have an exchange about eating meat on the bone, man. That was wild. but yeah, man. Oh man, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to play that back. All right, man. Have a good one, man. Just go ahead and take care of your business, man.
All right, Dante. I appreciate the call.
All right.
All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Taking some time out of y'all day to spend and kick it with me. Nate, you could have called in, but I'll be looking forward to your call tomorrow. I hope you ain't bringing misinformation to the community via this show. Oh, I do have to say this. I am really now seriously considering not voting for Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. And please don't get me wrong. I like Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. I believe she's a good person. I believe she's smart. I believe she has integrity, all of that kind of stuff. But I'm seriously considering not voting for her now. And it's going to hurt my feelings. But if they keep calling this woman JMLK, I can't vote for her. And she keep letting it be on her commercials. Like she could tell them the candidate got the last say. Like, stop putting that on the commercials. Number 1, it's corny. Number 2, it might be a little disrespectful to Martin Luther King. It's corny and it's disrespectful to Martin Luther King, and it ain't gonna catch on. But I don't like it. And I don't know why I hate it so much, but I hate it so much that I might not vote for her just because of it. It irritates. Y'all don't know how much it irritates me. Y'all don't understand how much it irritates me. So I might not vote for her just because of that. It shows a lack of judgment to me. Like any reasonable person would listen to that and be like, "Nah, stop saying that. That's corny as fuck." Tria says, but those really are her. It don't matter if those are her initials. If Scotty got on and start saying, vote for SJ, I would be like, what? Vote for SJ. Scotty Johnson. But that's his initials. Oh, we want you to vote for SJ for city council. I'll be like, you want me to vote for what? We want you to vote for SJ for city council. I would be like, Scotty, if you don't stop that, I'm not voting for you. I never voted for PG Sittenfeld because of that same thing. I liked him as a dude, but I couldn't vote for nobody who go by his initials. I couldn't do it. Vote for SJ for city council. Like, vote for who? Vote for SJ. And just say Scotty Johnson. Vote for me. M.O. M.O. Just say Mika Owens. M.O. For city council. Oh, and we like to call her M.O. Ain't nobody calling you no M.O. It's just corny, and it shows a lack of judgment to me. So I really think I'm gonna have to not vote for her. And it breaks my heart. Because I like her. I really like her. Like she was, my number one vote getter. What about email? I don't call myself that. I don't call myself that. It just, think about it. It's not, it's breaking my heart to say it. Yeah, if you hear me calling myself ELL, come and watch my show, ELL. What? Why are you saying that? Why are you calling yourself ELL? Elaine says, Emanuel, I don't like the JMLK either, but I eat the fish and spit out the bone. I don't eat fish with bones in it. I've never been to eat the fish and spit out the bone. Fillet that shit and then give it to me. I don't eat fish with the bones in it. I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm going to give it one more chance. I heard that first commercial and I was like, if she do another commercial and she let them say JMLK, I'm not voting for her. But all right, y'all convincing me to give her one more chance. But if I hear one more JMLK commercial, one more, I ain't voting for her. One more. Hold a shot down with twin, eat the chicken and spit out the bones. And do I have to go out there when it's 0 degrees, below zero negative? Hey, it might be ridiculous, but I got my right to vote for who I want to vote for and who I don't want to vote for. I wouldn't vote for SJ. I wouldn't vote for MO. I can't vote for JMLK. I just can't do it. I can vote with confidence and pride for Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. But I can't vote for JMLK. I can't do it. I can't do it. I didn't have no midnight stroll with no JMLK. I walked with Jan Michelle. Jan Michelle is a brilliant woman. Compassionate, caring, reasonable, responsible. JMLK, I don't know what the hell that is. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here. If she loses by one vote, then be on her. for allowing that to be in her commercial. That's who you should be on. One of the nights of the festival, we were walking, and Eric and Jan Michelle were walking. Me and my wife, Mrs. Livingston, and Jan Michelle, and Eric Kearney, and we walked from the stadium to around City Hall, and we just walked and talked. I don't know if it was midnight. It might have actually been around midnight. But that was not with no JMLK. That was with the wonderful, the beautiful, the reasonable, the lovable, the responsible Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Do me a favor, as usual. If you out and about today, you dealing with people, you see people, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Until next time, my name is Emanuel Livingston, not ELL. Emanuel Livingston, and I'm out. Peace.